You may have done this before, sitting at your desk, starting with a fresh planner, designing the perfect routine for yourself, and feeling that rush of joy and excitement in your body, telling yourself, yes, that's it, this time is different, I'm going to stick with it. Then, after a couple of days, everything starts to fall apart. You can't keep up. You miss parts of your plan. And at that point, you're like, how stupid can you be? You start blaming yourself, wondering why your plans always fail, and thinking maybe the problem is you. And I've been there too. There have been so many times I planned out everything in my life, from yearly goals to monthly and weekly breakdowns, writing down every little detail of what I wanted to do. And I'd imagine myself following every single step, ticking off every box on my to-do list. Those plans were perfect on paper. I could do it all. Personal tasks, work, even time for movement and creativity. But life didn't follow my Google Calendar. That ideal version of life I imagined, it's rarely happened, at least not the way I pictured it. Some days I had low energy, some days something unexpected came up, and suddenly I'd missed the first task on my schedule. And just that one thing made me feel like I had failed. So I'd stop following the rest of the plan. I'd give up. At that point, I tell myself, I messed up today, everything's ruined, I'll just restart tomorrow. And then tomorrow turned into next week. And the cycle kept repeating until I was just stuck, blaming myself, feeling guilty and wondering what was wrong with me. One day, when I was in the middle of one of those off-track cycles, feeling guilty and blaming myself, I grabbed my journal and started writing about why I had failed to stick to my plans. And after writing for a few moments, I had a thought. What if it's not actually my fault? I mean, I had tried everything, every method, every strategy to stay consistent. So why wasn't it working for me? Then I asked myself the question that changed everything. What if the planning just doesn't fit real life? That was the first time I had ever looked at it from that angle. And I realized something. In all my planning, I was designing days for the person I wanted to be, not the person I actually was. I was trying to fit myself into some ideal productive person box, and I completely ignored the reality of my actual life. But the truth is, I'm not a robot. I'm human with emotions, moods, and energy that constantly shifts. Some days I'm tired, some days things come up that I didn't expect, some days I just need more space, and maybe instead of trying to force myself into a rigid system, I needed to learn how to respond to life as it actually is. What's funny is, even after that realization, I still wasn't sure. A part of me kept thinking, am I just making excuses? Am I actually just lazy and undisciplined? So I did what any overthinker would do. I went looking for answers in research, and what I found actually made me feel so much less alone. One study I came across called Goal Disengagement and Goal Reengagement, published by UCLEP, talked about the value of letting go of unrealistic goals and how people who do that and re-engage with more doable, flexible ones tend to feel less stressed and more satisfied with their lives. It made me realize maybe the problem wasn't that I gave up too soon. Maybe the real issue was that I kept forcing myself to chase plans that didn't actually fit my real life. Then I found this review article in Annual Reviews of Psychology that dove into the concept of self-compassion and how it's not weakness or laziness like people assume, but actually linked to greater motivation, resilience, and emotional balance. And another study published in Pure J focused on how self-compassion helps people, especially those dealing with harder life challenges, improve both their mental and physical well-being. Honestly, reading that helped me feel sane because for so long I thought being hard on myself was the only way to improve. But the research actually says the opposite. Being kind to yourself makes it more likely you'll stay consistent, bounce back from setbacks, and actually show up. And finally, something that really clicked for me. A piece in Time magazine broke down how emotional regulation, not just time management, plays a huge role in productivity. According to it, people who can recognize and respond to their emotions in healthy ways are way more likely to be sustainably productive over the long term. So it's not about hacking your mornings or creating another perfect routine. It's about learning how to respond to life, not just manage it. After realizing that rigid planning didn't work for me, I didn't throw away the structure altogether. Instead, I started building a more flexible relationship with planning, one that actually respects my life, not just my ambition. Here's what that looks like now. I start with a clear big picture, a vision of what I want to create or move toward. I don't tie it to an exact deadline. I just know what matters to me and where I'm headed. And each day I check in with that big picture and ask myself one simple question. What can I do today to move even a little bit closer to that? That's it. Sometimes the answer is a big leap, 90% of the task, maybe a full focused work session. Other times it's 2%, just opening the doc and writing one idea down. But the power is I still show up, even when I don't feel like it, even when I miss the day before, even when life gets in the way, because it always will. And when I don't do anything, I don't spiral into guilt. I breathe, I forgive myself, and the next day I just try again. Because this way of showing up, flexible, present, consistent, is what actually keeps me moving forward. We already live with enough external pressure, deadlines, expectations, routines we can't control. So our personal goals, they shouldn't be another source of stress. They should support us, not punish us. That's why I stopped obsessing over the perfect schedule and I started trusting small, steady, imperfect action instead. So no, I don't have a perfect routine, but I do have a better relationship with myself. And honestly, that's what changed everything. You don't need to control every part of your day to live with intention. It's enough to listen, adjust, and keep showing up one small choice at a time. Alright guys, thanks for being here with me. I hope this gives you a little space to breathe and maybe a softer way forward. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.